And now, Working Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
George Zimmerman was afraid of Trayvon Martin. Write that down. It's true. Absolutely true. He absolutely was afraid. He really was afraid. No honest Injun, no fooling. George Zimmerman was afraid of all young black men. That's why he carried around a concealed weapon for all the crime that doesn't actually happen. All these conservative gun-toting yellow bellies out here, that's right, that's what they are. You tote a gun, you're a yellow belly. You walk around in fear. You walk around in fear of people you've never seen, fear of people who've never been around. Right? That's what's going on here. That's what this case is about, fear. And the question is whether the question for the jury is, was George Zimmerman's fear reasonable? Was his fear reasonable? George Zimmerman's lawyer wants to try to prove that his fear was reasonable by introducing Trayvon Martin's school records. Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old boy. I think he was in high school. In fact, he had just been suspended from high school. What was this and the school record it's in the media, and your Sean Hannitys of this world are making a big deal out of the school records. And what do the school records show? Well, Trayvon Martin was suspended. He was suspended from school for 10 days. For what? He had an empty baggie with marijuana residue in it. Had a pop bag with his stash that was empty, but there was still residue in it. Trayvon Martin was a stoner. He smoked marijuana. There was a picture of him. He had some gold teeth. He had some text messages talking about smoking marijuana. And there are pictures on his phone of Trayvon Martin blowing what appears to be marijuana smoke. There are pictures of guns on his phone. He had pictures of guns on his phone. Pictures of other people's guns. No evidence that Trayvon Martin owned a gun. There is no evidence that Trayvon Martin ever touched a gun, but there is evidence that Trayvon Martin has seen guns owned by other people. Also, that there was evidence that he, quote, organized fights. I'm not sure what that means. But he was 17 years old, and he obviously knew how to handle himself. And the purpose of all of this is to show this, to present Trayvon Martin as a scary black guy. George Martin was afraid of him, and he should have been afraid of him. And the reason that evidence is going to have a hard time getting into evidence is because George Zimmerman didn't know about any of that. George Zimmerman didn't know that Trayvon Martin had been suspended for having a baggie with marijuana in it. George Zimmerman didn't know about any texts that Trayvon Martin sent about marijuana. George Zimmerman didn't know that Trayvon Martin once took a picture of a gun. George Zimmerman owned a gun. George Zimmerman had a gun in a holster on his person when he saw Trayvon Martin. But Trayvon Martin is scary because he took a picture of a gun. Go down to the local convenience store and take a look and find this month's issue of Guns and Ammo. Look for Guns and Ammo. People have been reading Guns and Ammo forever. What color are the people who read Guns and Ammo? Do scary black people read Guns and Ammo? But if you're black and you read Guns and Ammo, what does that mean? Whoa, that black guy's reading Guns and Ammo. He's scary. He must be wanting to buy a gun. Who owns these 270 million guns that we have in this country? We're hip deep in guns in the United States. Who owns them all? Black people? Why is it that white men in America, and I'm talking rednecks, I'm talking working class white guys, have fascinations with guns? Own guns, look at guns, shoot guns. Go out to the shooting range. Go out to your local shooting range and take a census of the ethnic origin of the people at the shooting range. It will be white folks. Are they scary because they have guns? To liberals, yes, they are. Yeah, there are a lot of liberals who are afraid of the white guys with the guns. I'm not afraid of the white guys with the guns. And I'm not afraid because a 17-year-old boy of any race is interested in, curious about, has a fascination for guns, especially anybody who spent any amount of time watching television. The fact that Trayvon Martin was interested in guns makes him no different from 100 million white men in America. The only reasons it's different is because he's black. See, there it is. There's the culture difference. There's the class difference. There's the unstated difference. If you're white and have a fascination for guns, no big deal. If you're black and have a fascination for guns, you're scary. If you're white and you're 17 and you smoke marijuana, you're some stoner kid. Any of y'all know anybody smoked marijuana when they were 17? White? I know some people who smoked marijuana when they were 17. Hey, come to think of it, the president smoked marijuana when he was 17. Oh, wait, but he was black, so that makes him scary. Bill Clinton smoked marijuana, and I guarantee you he inhaled when he was in college. And Al Gore. George W. Bush snorted cocaine. And who knows what else, in addition to doing a lot of drinking. Trayvon Martin did nothing that 100 million white men haven't done. All of this stuff that they're showing you. Oh, and he got in fights. Trayvon Martin got in fights when he was 17. Oh, no white kids ever got in fights when they were 17. I never got in any fist fights when I was in high school. Come on. Trayvon Martin was no different from any other 17-year-old in America. That's what his school records prove.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.